On the pole position, driving the number 11 machine, it's going to be Ben Wheeler. Going away on his outside, driver of the number 3, Fran Hilton. Going away in the third starting spot, driving the auto value number 58L, it's Jim the Shock LaRock. And going away on his outside, the 20X of Kevin Ridley. Rounding out the field will be the 54X of Jeff Hayes. 8 laps the distance. And I do believe the top 3 will qualify for the redraw. Wheeler's on the gas, and we're off and running for heat number 1. Wheeler's going to take the charge down into turn number 1. Hilton all over his back decklet. Nope, contact there out of 2 between Hayes and Ridley. Ridley able to get the car gathered in, and he keeps on running back there in the 5th position. Ben Wheeler, leader of lap number 1. Fran Hilton sitting in 2nd. Jimmy LaRock 3rd. 4th is Hayes. Here comes Ridley with a charge in the number 20X as they motor down the backstretch. Fran Hilton taking that 3 machine low a little bit early as to avoid contact with the U-tire. There's Ridley making a move to the inside of Jeff Hayes. Contact between those two as maybe a retaliatory shot from their incident on the first lap. Wheeler still your leader. Hilton in 2nd, LaRock 3rd. Ridley's now up to the 4th spot. And Jeff Hayes rounds out the field in 5th. Fran Hilton's got it tucked right to that inside apron. Jimmy the Shock LaRock is all over him like a man with a cheap suit. We're 4 laps in this 8-lap heat event. The big X is in the air. 4 down, 4 to go. Ben Wheeler still your leader. Hilton in 2nd. LaRock in 3rd. Hilton trying to find something on the low through the speedway. LaRock's trying to reel him in as well. Nothing doing. There's a power move by LaRock down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Fran Hilton on the low side of the speedway with that number 3 machine. Wheeler looking pretty strong though, as he's got 2 laps to go. 2 laps remaining for Ben Wheeler. Kevin Ridley has decreased that lead significantly. And he's got that 20X working on the top cushion of the speedway. Down into 3 out of 4. It's going to be white flag in the air. A battle now for the lead between Fran Hilton and Ben Wheeler. They motor down into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Hilton on the low side of the speedway. Wheeler's on the gas, and he's going to go into protection mode as they work into turns 3 and 4. Off the corner, the heat wind's going to go to Ben Wheeler. 2nd is Fran Hilton. 3rd, Jim LaRock. 4th, Kevin Ridley. And rounding out the field to be Jeff Hayes. That's going to do it. Heat number 1 for the GM 602 Crate Sportsman Modifieds. All right, your lineup set to go away as follows. On the pole, driving the Powell Trucking number 07, that's Jeff Powell. Going away on his outside, driving the number 72 machine, it's going to be Mike Prentice. Going away in the 3rd starting spot, driver of the 25G, that's Nick Guerreri. And going away on his outside, the number 6 of Lem Atkins. Going away in the 5th starting spot, he's driving the Randy Gates own number 55, that's Battle and Butch Green. And going away on his outside, the 02 of Lauren Lincoln. As I said, 8 laps the distance. Top 3 will qualify for the redraw. Powell's on the gas, and they're up and running. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch between Powell and Prentice. They're side by side down the backstretch. Then they're coming out of turn 4 just as they started. It's Powell, your leader. Prentice up on the high side of the speedway. It's going to be Powell at the stand. Prentice not going away lightly though. They're side by side, door to door into turns 1 and 2. Slight extracurricular activity as they motor off of the corner. Prentice hanging steady to that lead though, as he is your new leader on lap number 2. 2nd is Powell. 3rd is Battle and Butch Green. Nick Guerreri sits there in 4th. He's going to try to bring that 25 machine back by the 55 of Green. Lincoln's in 5th, and Atkins rounds out the field in the 6th spot. Oh, Powell gets crossed up there in turns 4. Gives away the spot to Butch Green as they motor down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side down into the corner. Down the backstretch they go. Green on the inside, Powell on the outside. Into turn 3, it's Green with the advantage, but Powell holding it to the 10. And he gets that heavy push as he did the last time around. Narrowly contact with the outside retaining wall, but gives up 2 spots in the meantime. Nick Guerreri now up to 3rd. Lincoln now in 4th. Powell has drifted back to the 5th spot. So some handling woes have shuffled Powell back in the lineup. Out front, it's still Mike Prentice. Butch Green now up to 2nd, and Nick Guerreri 3rd. Those are the 3 redraw positions they're in search of. Jeremy Hale is going to throw the 2 to go. 6 down, 2 to go. Prentice really has that 72 machine working well out front, but it looks like Butch Green reeling him in. As Green very familiar with the banks here at Thunder Mountain. White flag is in the air. 7 down, 1 to go. Prentice, your leader, Green in 2nd. Here comes Guerreri on the low side. He's going to look to throw something at Green down the backstretch. Into 3 out of 4. Winner of heat number 2 is going to be Mike Prentice. 2nd will be battling Butch Green. 3rd, Nick Guerreri. 4th will be Lauren Lincoln. 5th will be Jeff Powell. And rounding out the field is Lem Atkins. That's going to do it for our 602 Crate Sportsman Modified Heats. Winner of heat number 2, Mike Prentice. We've got our GM 602 Crate Sportsman feature rolling on the Speedway, and your lineup is set to go away as follows. On the pole position, driving the 25G, it's going to be Nick Guerreri. And going away on his outside, driving the Randy Gates own number 55, battling Butch Green. Going away in the 3rd starting spot, it's going to be the 3 of Fran Hilton. And to his outside, it's going to be the 11 of Ben Wheeler. Going away in the 5th starting spot, the 72 of Mike Prentice. And to his outside, driving the auto value number 58L, it's Jim the Shock LaRock. Going away in the 7th starting spot, driving the number 20X machine, it's going to be Kevin Ridley. And to his outside, driving the Lincoln Fabrication number 02, it's Lauren Lincoln. Going away in the 9th starting spot, driving the number 54X, it's going to be Jeff Hayes. And going away to his outside, driving the Powell Trucking number 07, Jeff Powell. Rounding out the field will be the number 6 of Lem Atkins. 25 laps the distance for tonight's GM Crate Sportsman feature. White flag is out. It's the wave lap, folks. Wave to your favorite driver. They'll wave back to you. We're going green, this time out of turn number 4. All right, we're going green this time out of turn number 4. Guerreri and Green on the gas, and we're off and running for tonight's GM Crate Sportsman feature event. They motor down the front stretch, down into turn number 1, side by side out of 2. Green gets crossed up in the wheel. Guerreri jumps out to that lead as they head down into turns 3 and 4. Off the corner, it's going to be Guerreri at the stand. Scored the official leader of lap number 1. Slight scrum at the back of the pack between Lauren Lincoln and Jeff Hayes. No harm, no foul. Oh, the 72 of Mike Prentice coming up lane there off the corner, bottles up the whole field. Oh, the 54 of Hayes gets swatted down into the infield. A raw deal for Hayes as he came off of turn number 4 there. Kevin Ridley on the charge in the 20X machine. He's going to work underneath the number 3 of Hilton. You can see right front problems on the 54X of Hayes. He's going to send her pit side. So the 54X of Hayes came to a halt there for a brief moment. And for safety concerns, the yellow flag did come out. Is out as Guerreri jumps out to that advantage. Here comes Ben Wheeler on the low side. Oh, Lauren Lincoln around at turn number 2, collects the 6 of Atkins. That's going to bring out the caution flag. That start going to be unofficially waved off. Beautiful, beautiful start. Guerreri's on the gas. We're off and running. They're side by side as they head down into turns number 1. Wheeler with a heck of a run on the high side of the speedway. It sticks, and he is your new leader down the backstretch. Beautiful move by Ben Wheeler there. Slight contact with Guerreri in that inside view. No harm, no foul. He's going to have his hands full as here comes Butch Green on the high side. Down the backstretch they go. Guerrieri with a head of steam. Green's going to power it down into 3 and 4. There's some handling issues on the 25G machine. Boy, they're stacked right up behind him. Kevin Ridley with a move on the low side. Going to tuck underneath Fran Hilton. There he goes down the backstretch. He's now up to the 5th spot. Mike Prentice also on the charges. He's up to 4th. Out front, Ben Wheeler, blister in the field in the early goings of this feature event. Kevin Ridley with a head of steam there off of 2 yet again. He's going to look underneath the 72 Apprentice as they motor down into 3 and 4. Ridley's really got that 20 machine working as they head down into 1 and 2. Side by side off the corner. It's going to be Prentice with the advantage, but Ridley right there on the inside. Out front, Ben Wheeler still your leader. Butch Green 2nd, Guerrieri 3rd, 4th is Prentice, 5th is Ridley, 6th Hilton, 7th Lincoln, 8th Powell, 9th Barak, and Atkins rounding out the field. The 11 machine of Ben Wheeler on rails in the early goings of this event. We're 11 laps in this 25-lap feature event. Guerrieri down on the inside of Green. Here we go off the corner. It's going to be Guerrieri at the stand stealing away that 2nd spot. So there's the battle on the speedway between these two competitors. Green with a great run off of turn number 2. Guerrieri powering right back to the low side. Green's going to shut that door. But here comes Guerrieri yet again. 13 down, 12 to go. The Big X is in the air. The battle on the speedway right now for the 2nd spot. These guys side by side, door to door, and wheel to wheel as they're powering through the 3/8 mile surface here at the Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. Out front, Ben Wheeler just on cruise control as these guys are battling behind him. Kevin Ridley's up in the mix of things now as he's trying to get by Prentice. Here comes Guerrieri on the low side yet again. Green's going to keep her right up on the top shelf. He stays in the gas. He's got a head of steam. Nothing doing. Guerrieri now in the 2nd spot at the flag stand. 16 laps in. Green's going to try the high-low switch. He's moved it to the low groove. Here he comes back for that 2nd spot. He's going to tuck underneath Guerrieri. Guerrieri's got that door shut. He's got that 25G sitting steady in the 2nd spot. Green 3rd, Prentice 4th, and Ridley rounding out the top 5. Ridley committed too early to that corner, had to check up to avoid contact with that Uke tire, so he'll lose ground on the Prentice machine. Barring no setbacks here, Ben Wheeler's got this thing all locked down as he's got 6 laps to go. 6 laps remain for Ben Wheeler in the number 11. Five laps remaining, a handful of laps for Wheeler. These competitors have started to separate themselves through this feature event. Battle at the back of the pack as Wheeler is working his way around the speedway, and he's going to start putting cars laps down. Off the corner, Jim LaRock and Jeff Powell in a battle at the back. 2 to go. 23 down, 2 to go for Ben Wheeler. Guerrieri still in 2nd. Green in 3rd. Battle now for 4th between Ridley and Prentice. Into 3 out of 4, the clean white sheet being laundered for Ben Wheeler. He's got one more time around, and he's going to pick up the payday here at the Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. Into 1 out of 2. Clear sailing down the backstretch. And he's clear off the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the feature win's going to go to Ben Wheeler. 2nd's going to be Nick Guerrieri. 3rd will be Butch Green. 4th, Mike Prentice. 5th, Kevin Ridley. 6th, Fran Hilton. 7th, Lauren Lincoln. 8th, Jim LaRock. 9th, Jeff Powell. And Lem Atkins will round out the field. So that'll do it for our GM 602 crate feature event. The win going to Ben Wheeler. Tonight's GM 602 Great Sportsman Modified Future winner, Ben Wheeler. Congratulations, Ben. Once you got out front on the original start, you were gone.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I've been running the bottom all night there, and I figured I'd just put it in turn 1 on the top, see what happened, and it worked out.
This is your first appearance and your first appearance this season. You paid us a visit last year. With your knowledge of coming here, did it play a factor in tire choice or anything like that?
Well, we did put some new tires on. Actually, they kind of threw a monkey wrench in there on us. We ran hot laps, and I thought it was going to be dry and slippery, which we kind of like tracks like that. But then it ended up real fast today.
Who do you want to thank?
I got to thank my sponsors. I got Brad's Auto, Dan Utter, Lori's, J&J Trucking. I thank my father over here, and my cousin Jim, my buddy Matt. Got to thank Eric Boynton, actually. I didn't even know about this race. He texted me last night and said we should come down and run it, so I'm going to thank him too for that game.
Absolutely. Tonight's Great Sportsman feature winner, Ben Wheeler.